I'm Emmanuel, and welcome to my workbench, and welcome to another Friday Fast 5. This is part 11 in my series where I am going through banknotes that I have from every country in the world. Today we continue with Costa Rica. Let's go to the country profile. The Republic of Costa Rica is a Central American country bordered by Nicaragua on the north and Panama on the south. It has the Caribbean Ocean to the east and the Pacific Ocean to the west. The flag is a bunch of horizontal stripes, blue on top and the bottom. Center is red and white on either side between the red and the blue. Here's the coat of arms. Coat of arms has a ship and the mountains, and you can see the ship in the background as well, signifying the two oceans on either side of the country. Here is where Costa Rica is located in Central America. And since 1896, Costa Rica uses the colon. And here we are with the banknote. This is a polymer note, very evident with the transparent window over here. We have a gentleman here, Braulio Carrillo Colina. He's here as a simulated watermark as well. This is 1,000 colones, or colons. I have a date here of 2019 for this note. Beautiful bright red note with a seal over here. I'm looking to see if this is color changing ink, but it is not the golden ink there. But there is a security strip through here. Here is the color changing ink with the little, the circle in back of it there. And let's look at the other side. Oh, very bright. Another holographic ink over here. Central Bank of Costa Rica. Dry woods, it says over here. And we have an antelope. Very beautiful, vibrant colors on this note. Let's see how this note reacts to UV light. All right, there's 1,000 here, just pops right off the note. Nothing else on the note that I can see. On this side and on that side, the flowers light up, and the serial number over here on this side is reactant to UV light. And of course, the serial number over here with the more plants or leaf-like shapes on the side. Very, very cool. It looks like this design wraps around and should align with either side. Very, very cool. Following Costa Rica, we go to Africa and we go to Côte d'Ivoire, or Ivory Coast. Let's go to the country profile. Côte d'Ivoire, or Ivory Coast in English, is a country in Western Africa. Its flag is very similar to the Irish flag. It is a tricolor of orange, white, and green. And the coat of arms features an elephant's head on a green shield with two palm trees on either side and a sun rising behind the shield. Ivory Coast is located, as I said, in Western Africa, on the southern coast of that projection of West Africa. And Ivory Coast uses the West African CFA franc, and the Ivorian banknotes are denoted by the letter A. The Ivory Coast uses the West African CFA. As you can see, you will see this banknote or similar banknotes quite often during these series of videos. This note is marked as an Ivory Coast note or a Côte d'Ivoire note with the letter A, as you can see here and over here. We have education and medicine over here on the banknote. We have a watermark you can just make out of this over here. Very cool note. And on the back, we have a pair of camels. Very, very cool. Let's see how this note reacts to UV. Here we go. Well, the ink does react to the UV light, and the 1,000 just jumps out at you right there. There are red, blue, and green fibers throughout, and here is the security strip that I missed on my visual inspection. And on the other side, the security strip, and again, the threads just shining out from the note. From Africa, we move to Europe. And this is notes from Croatia. Let's go to the country profile. The Republic of Croatia is in Central Europe. It is a former country, part of Yugoslavia, the former Yugoslavia, and the flag is 3 horizontal stripes of red, white, and blue with the Croatian coat of arms on the center of the flag. And here is a closer look at the Croatian coat of arms. And here is Croatia with respect to the rest of Europe. It's just east of Italy. And Croatia uses, from 1991 to 1994, it used the dinar. And from 1994 to 2022, it uses the kuna. Since 2022, it has converted over to the euro, being part of the European Union. And prior to 1991, it was part of Yugoslavia and used the Yugoslav currency. Here are the 2 notes. The first one is 50,000 dinars. Features Ruder Boskovic, a scientist of some kind, based on the design over here. Very, very cool. There is a watermark. The watermark looks like it is a baptismal basin of some kind. It has a cross on it. We have Croatia's coat of arms over here in the corner. Beautiful reds, greens, and yellows. I love the contrasting colors. Makes me think of the colors of some Canadian banknotes. And here is the back of the note. Very, very cool. I like the angular design of the building over here. Very cool. Here is the second note. The denomination on this one is 20. And again, this gentleman is Joseph Jelicic, if I can read that correctly. Oranges and burgundies. Oh, some color changing or some reflective strip here with the denomination. This might be 20 kuna. And on the back, another building. Is there a watermark? Yes, the watermark is of the gentleman on the front of the note. Very, very cool. So let's see how these 2 notes react under UV light. So the whole background over here on the first note just glows, the geometric design, and we have the signature of the Minister of Finance, as well as the coat of arms that appears out of nowhere over there. That is really, really cool. Let's look to the other side. There's a few marks over here, but nothing else on this side. And the first note, well, the first note has those 2 bands that appear, that glow, with the person standing in front of it, so it looks like it's just peeking out. And this one also has red, yellow, and blue fibers. We can see a security thread that I missed through my initial inspection, and the whole back of the note. Look at that. The whole back of the note glows. And again, the signature again of, this time it's the bank governor, I believe. Very, very cool. From Europe, we dash off across the ocean to North America. And this time, we're going to Cuba. Let's go to the country profile. The Republic of Cuba is an island country in the Caribbean. It is the largest island in the Caribbean, and its flag is has horizontal blue and white stripes with a triangle on the hoist side with a silver star in the middle of the red triangle. Its coat of arms is as follows. It is divided into 3 parts. The part on the left has diagonal blue and white stripes. The part on the right has a palm tree in front of some mountains, and the top part of the shield has a rising sun with a key on it. Here is where Cuba is located, just south of Florida, east of Mexico, in the center of the Caribbean Ocean. Since 1914, Cuba uses the Cuban peso to date, and with note that from 1994 to 2020, it used the convertible peso, which was used by tourists on the island. They have since stopped using that currency. I have 3 banknotes from Cuba. I have this one backwards. Let's go with the oldest one. I believe this one predates my my 1969 to present series. It does have 1960 on the date, but I had that note, so of course I wanted to show it to you. This is 20 pesos in an olive green, red seal over here. Antonio Maceo with a wonderful mustache and beard. Very, very cool note, printed by the American Banknote Company. And on the back side is the common theme across most Cuban banknotes, I believe. It has this back. The lathe work might be unique on each note, however. Very, very cool. The next one is a commemorative. It is a 3 peso note featuring Che Guevara. There we go. Sorry about the focus. Green and red contrasting colors, the green fading to yellow, and we have, it looks like a woman over here on this side as the watermark. And on the back side of the note, different back, so we have, it looks like somebody cultivating sugarcane. Very, very cool. And finally, 10 pesos. More modern note, this is convertible pesos. This would have been the money used by tourists, I believe. It is dated 2012. Cuba decided to go back to a unique currency, and so it stopped using the tourist dollars, or the tourist pesos. Featuring energy, revolution in energy, or energy revolution. So you got guys working on electrical wires with transformers. You got clean energy over here in the form of turbines, wind turbines, and the watermark is of a mustachioed gentleman. I don't know who it is. Very, very cool. So let's have a look at how these notes will react under UV light. The first note being from the 1960s, I really don't expect anything. The technology for UV ink, I don't think, was developed at that point. And nothing shows up here. However, this one does have green UV threads. I just noticed that there is a security strip that I missed here on my initial inspection. Nothing other than the UV threads on this one. And this one has more details over here. There's a little star. I don't know if you can make it out there. That glows right there. Some UV threads as well. And there is a dot right there that we can see. And on the other side, just the UV threads, blue, some red, and some yellow threads on this note. From Cuba, we go back to Europe, and we go to Cyprus. Let's go to the country profile. The Republic of Cyprus is an island country in the Eastern Mediterranean. It is part of the European Union. Here is its flag. It is a white background with the outline of the island of Cyprus and a sprig of laurel leaves on either side on the bottom part of the island. And the coat of arms is similar. It shows a dove on a gold field with the laurel leaves on either side. Here is where Cyprus is located, far in the eastern Mediterranean. And the shading is because the northern part of the island of Cyprus is controlled by Turkey and is disputed with the rest of the island of Cyprus. Cyprus does, since 1955, Cyprus used the pound up till 1982, whereupon it was at the time under British control, and it gained its independence in 1983, and from 1983 to 2007 it continued to use the pound, and as of 2008 Cyprus uses the euro. So let's go to the first banknote over here, written in Western script and in Greek lettering as well. This says this is £1. This features a mosaic, probably ancient architecture. Central Bank of Cyprus on the back, £1. A brown note featuring some ruins, and the watermark is of, you can't make it out, but is of a ram with curly horns. Very cool. Let's go look at the second note here. Again, this is £1. The watermark is of a different person than this lady here. It's another person. You could just make it out, the outline over there. There is a security strip on this note. And the back shows some jugs and a scenic village scene. Mountains in the background. Very, very cool. Let's see how these notes react to UV light. Well, the first one has a big number 1 twice on the note, and that's pretty much it. Let's look at the other side. Nothing on this side. And the next note, well, there's a whole bunch of areas that are highlighted. A square with the number 1, a rectangle over here, and a fading background with some geometric patterns on this side. We can see some red fibers throughout the note. Very cool. And on the other side, the jugs and the geometric pattern, and again the number 1 in a square. There are another geometric pattern here, shines in yellow, and the red thread. So this one is yellow, this one is green. There's some beautiful yellow patterns on this note as well. Well, that's all for part 11 of my world currency collection. Here is a map of the world with the colors colored in. Today, all of the colors, I had the banknotes that I wanted, so they're all colored in green. But the ones on the map that are green are for the countries that I have all of the banknotes that I want, and the ones in orange are the ones that have I have yet to buy some more banknotes. I have that country, but I want more. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Come back next week for part 12. Thanks for watching.